We are going to discuss our last lesson, and I will be very brief with this one. It is nature of strategic evaluation and control. Nature of strategic evaluation and control under strategic management. We are going to be discussing the nature of strategic evaluation and control. Strategic evaluation and control is that phase of strategic management which ensures whether or not a particular strategy contributes to the objective of the entire enterprise. In short, evaluation and control ensures that the strategy adopted by the organization is effective or it's working towards achieving the goals, the mission, the objectives. If the strategy is not working, then there may need to be change of strategy. With the help of strategic evaluation, management measure the results of strategic action, and the strategic control helps to take corrective action if deviations take place. However, in reality, the term strategic control is a broader term which includes strategic evaluation. The term strategic control is a broader term which includes strategic evaluation. Evaluation of strategy is that phase of the strategic management process in which the top managers determine whether their strategic choice is implemented is meeting the objectives of the enterprise. In short, that is what we say. Strategic evaluation and control checks whether the strategy that the organization has adopted, whether it is working or not. Then, nature of strategic evaluation. The process of strategic management requires that the managers set their objectives of the organization and then formulate the strategies to accomplish them. After formulating the strategies, the managers make arrangements to implement the strategies in order to accomplish objectives. On implementing the strategies or even during the implementation, the managers need to evaluate the performance of the strategies so as to find out whether or not the objectives are accomplished. If deviation or gaps are noticed between the actual performance and the standard, then necessary corrective measures need to be taken. The following are the characteristics of evaluation and control. Goal-oriented, that is one. Strategic evaluation and control is goal-oriented. Corrective measures are undertaken to achieve predetermined goal or objectives. The emphasis is placed on achievement of goals rather than more on activities. Involvement measurements involves measurement. Strategic evaluation and control involves monitoring of actual performance and then comparing it with planned targets. Necessary corrective measures are taken to correct deviations, if any. And then T3, strategic control and evaluation, is a continuous process. There is a constant need to monitor the performance in the light of plans. As long as the organization exists, there is a need for strategic management process to accomplish objectives. And as long as there is a strategic management process, there is need for strategic evaluation and control. In other words, strategic management process is meaningless if it does not involve strategic evaluation and control. Effective use of resources. Effective use of resources. Strategic evaluation and control helps to make optimum use of resources. Wasteful expenditure and wastages of materials and other resources is avoided or minimized due to effective evaluation and control. So effective control ensures the effective use of resources. Helps to recognize change. It helps to recognize change. Evaluation and control helps managers to recognize the need for a change. At times, managers may find it difficult to accomplish the targets in spite of corrective measures. This may be because the managers are concentrating their efforts on wrong strategic areas, which are not suitable to achieve desired objectives. Therefore, the evaluation and control process may enable the managers to find out the effectiveness of the strategic areas. For instance, the organization may be concentrating on those markets or products which are not suitable to its line of business. And then it also facilitates direction. Strategic evaluation and control facilitates direction of action. Efforts are directed at purposeful activities, and productive activities are avoided, thereby saving valuable efforts and resources of the organization. So it facilitates direction. Control facilitates direction. Strategic evaluation and control facilitates direction. And then also importance of evaluation and control. The purpose of strategic evaluation and control is to ensure that the objectives are accomplished. We have already spoken about that. For this purpose, strategies are formulated, implemented, and then evaluated. And if necessary, control measures are taken. The need and importance of strategic evaluation and control is briefly situated as follows. Facilitates coordination, facilitates optimum use of resources. Prompt and effective control system should promptly help recognize deviation and to take corrective action. And then flexible. The control system must be flexible. The system must be workable even during changing conditions when plans change or are modified. And then forward-looking. A good control system should help the managers to plan their activities for the future. Simplicity. The control system must be simple. Those who are not, those who skip that. Economical. The control system should be economical to administration. It should bring more returns than the money spent on it. Simplicity. It should be simple. It should be simple. It must be understood easily by those who are using it. And then also objectivity. It means that the system should be definite and very verifiable. Performance standards must be objective and specific. They may be qualitative or quantitative. And then suggestive. The control system must be suggestive. It should indicate where the problem is, who is at fault, and what should be done to correct the faults, if any. And then motivating. A good control system should encourage rather than discourage the employees. It should be designed to prevent mistakes rather than to punish individuals. Critical point control. It may neither be desirable nor economical to control each and every activity. Effective control requires special attention to those factors critical to evaluating performance against plans. Therefore, the organization should be selective in control matters. A good control system should focus on the critical factors areas where control is vital to ensure survival and success of the organization. And then control by exception. The control system should enable managers to focus their attention on exceptional or significant deviations. The senior managers should control on major or exceptional deviations, and the routine control matters should be left to junior managers to handle. It is believed that the more a manager concentrates his control efforts on exception deviations, the more efficient will be the results of the control. The principles of critical point control is often confused with the principle of exception. Both these principles are closely related. However, critical point control is concerned with recognizing the points or factors where control focus is required, while exception principle is concerned with the size of deviation at these points. Those are very complex terms that we may need to concentrate on them again, maybe in the future if we meet again under strategic management. And then we can also say process of evaluation and control. The process, it begins with setting standards. The standards should be set targets or standards of performance in all the key areas of the organization. The key result areas are the important areas or departments of the organization, such as production, marketing, finance, quality control, inventory control, and security. Specific standards or targets are set for a definite period. The period can be further divided into sub-periods. For instance, if the performance period is of 1 year duration, it can be further divided into quarterly or 3-month period with targets set for each sub-period. For instance, the marketing department may set the target to sell 10,000 units of a product during year 2003-2004. The target of 10,000 units can further be divided into 3-month period. Implementation of targets. Activities are directed to achieve the planned targets. Necessary policies and programs are developed to achieve the targets. The manager makes arrangement of required resources. All the activities are directed towards accomplishment of planned targets, and desirable activities are avoided. So number 2 is implementation of targets. Number 1 is set standards. Number 2 is implementation of targets. Number 3 is measurement of performance. Performance of individual department is measured periodically. Necessary reports or tables are prepared to indicate the performance of individuals. The reports may be prepared section-wise, activity-wise, and period-wise. And then number 4, comparing performance with plans. The actual performance is then compared against the planned targets. By comparing, the manager can find out the shortfalls or deviations. For instance, the actual performance of sale is 9,000 units of the product in the year 2003-2004 against the target of 10,000 units. Then the shortfall is 1,000 units. Finding the cause of deviations. The manager may study the cause of deviations, especially when there are negative deviations. For instance, there can be shortfalls in sales. This may be due to any of the following reasons: poor advertising campaign, poor dealer relationships, problems with the quality of product, problem with the pricing of the product, problem with the distribution of the product, better marketing strategies of competitors, etc. And then number 6 is listing out corrective measures. The next step should be to list out various corrective measures to correct the deviations. For instance, to correct shortfall in sale, the corrective measures can be such as corrective measures to increase advertising, corrective measures to improve quality, corrective measure to increase dealers incentive, etc. And then number 7, selecting and implementing corrective measures. Once a list of corrective measures is prepared, the manager makes a cost-benefit analysis of the corrective measures. He then selects the best feasible corrective steps. The measures are then implemented. And then review or follow-up. The manager needs to review the corrective measures to find out whether the corrective measures taken are in a position to correct the deviations. If necessary, additional corrective measures may be taken, or the targets may be set again. And then strategic control and operational control. Strategic control is the process which considers the changing assumptions of both internal and external factors affecting the organization, on which a strategy is based, continuously evaluating the strategy as it is being implemented and taking corrective measures to adjust strategy according to changing situation. So strategic control is the process which considers the changing assumptions of both internal and external factors affecting the organization, on which a strategy is based, continuously evaluating the strategy as it is being implemented and taking corrective measures to adjust strategy according to changing situation. And then strategic control attempts to provide answers to the following questions. Are right assumptions made at a time of strategy formulation? Is the strategy being implemented properly? Is there any need to change the strategy? If changes are to be made in the strategy, then to what extent? These are some of the questions that are answered by strategic control attempts. And then operational control is the process of ensuring that specific tasks are carried out effectively and efficiently. The operational control aims at evaluating the performance of the organization, and it is why it is used extensively in organizations. Then we say also the operational and control attempts to answer the following questions. Is the performance of the organization as per the standards? Are the resources of the organization being used properly? What are the measures required to ensure proper use of resources as to accomplish organizational objectives? And then we see that most of the control systems in organizations are operational in nature. Some of the examples of operational are as follows. Budgetary control, ensuring performance as per budgetary targets. Quality control, ensuring product quality as per standards laid down. Inventory control, maintaining inventory at desired limits. Production control, maintaining production as per planned targets. Cost control, maintaining expenses within set limits. These are some of the control systems in organizations. And then we see also the main features of operational controls are as follows. Operational controls are programmed or decided in advance. They are self-regulatory in nature. Therefore, limited managerial discretion is required for their operation. The operational controls are impersonal in nature. Techniques, tools, procedures are used as means of control. We have come to the end of the entire presentations for strategic management, and I would like to remind you that strategic management involves setting objectives, analyzing the competitive environment, analyzing the internal organization, evaluating strategies, and helps organizations take stock of their present situation, helps organizations take stock of their present situations, chalk out strategies, deploy them, and analyze the effectiveness of the implemented strategy. Strategic management in every organization, it is very, very important for the success of the organization. There must be plans. Even you as an individual, you have to strategically plan yourself for success. If you don't strategically plan yourself, then you are definitely going not to make it. You have to plan yourself that this year, my plan is that despite the tough economical challenges, I'm going to work hard and graduate with a diploma in security management, which will add value to my job. After I graduate with a diploma in security management, and now I am working as a contract security, I will start to look for jobs in internal security management. And who can help me find a job as an internal security officer or internal security supervisor? Then you create your network. You speak to your trainers like Chris, like Fred, like myself. You do a lot of networking to ensure that you are strategically positioning yourself for success. You are strategically positioning yourself to become a security officer. You are strategically positioning yourself to become a security manager. You are strategically positioning yourself to become a director of security. So everything revolves around strategies. You have to plan. You have to have a vision. You must have a goal. You must have objectives. And to meet those objectives, to meet those visions, then you need to have strategic planning. Strategic planning, that this is how I am planning to achieve whatever I am focusing on. I believe that we have done our level best to share with you very valuable information related to strategic management. And you know now that in all organizations, there are activities that fall under strategic management, where the top management will sit down and plan on how to achieve their targets, plan on how to achieve the goals, plan on how to achieve the objectives. And that is all about strategic management. Thank you very much for completing this semester. For those who are continuing to next semester, we are going to meet again during next semester. We are going to decide which units I'll be taking, which units the other instructors will also be taking, and then we are going to proceed with our course. Please prepare for the exams which are coming next weekend, and do some reading, do some refresher reading, and prepare yourself for the tests so that we may eventually complete the course and graduate. I wish you well in everything. I wish you success in everything, and stay safe. As I said earlier, we are undergoing through a very difficult moment as a republic, and the challenges are many, but we cannot stop. We have to keep moving. We have to keep moving forward, and we have to continue doing our level best, because anyway, we don't have any other options. So I wish you well, and see you in the next semester. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.